Yo, what is up, guys? It is Sleeping Savannah today doing a recap of my recent competition I did. It's a USPSA style competition, so there were no classifiers in it, but it was hit factor scoring, and the stages were very USPSA-esque, so I'm going to call it a USPSA match. And it took place on May 15th, or 18th, excuse me. So we're going to go over the footage right now. I'm going to show you each stage in the order that I shot them, and it's first person footage, which you'll see, and I have some stats up top that we'll talk about. So moving into it, kind of hard to see, but this stage is the first stage, so the match actually took a bit. Some background information: the match took a while to start, and it was raining, so during this stage you'll see me wipe my lens twice, and that's because I was having issues seeing my dot. Water was getting in the optic. I'll go over it. I'm supposed to do every video, excuse me. I'm running a Glock 15 Gen 5, or excuse me, Glock 19 Gen 5 with a Holosun 507 red dot. It's not the large one. I think it's K, but it's the red dot with the solar panel on top. I got suppressor high iron sights. If I'm not mistaken, those are Trijicon. I have an Agency Arms trigger, ghost connector, and ghost connector spring kit with a TLR1 on the front, so I do have a light on the front. So this stage, it was raining, as you can see. There are some targets over here to my left, and that's where I'm going to go to shoot first. Some targets along the back right here, and then there's going to be a contraption swinger target I end up shooting at, and then I'll move over to the right, and there'll be some targets on the other side of these fences for me to engage. We'll go over it. Run over to the corner, shoot partial, and then two open. You're going to see me start to struggle with I start to wipe it, struggle with the dot here, and I'm supposed to hit a reload. So you can see, really struggling with the dot on the swinger, finally able to engage those. Able to shoot the open target and then the partial, open, partial, and then I have to wipe it here. I'm supposed to reload here, was my stage plan. I forget, of course, and in the last moment, take a shot. About to take my second shot, I go dry because I was focused on wiping the optic off on my pistol as opposed to engaging the target. So the big thing there, each time I moved positions, there was about 3 firing positions, or yeah, if I'm not, no, there was 4. So one where I was shooting this target over here on the far left, one here where there was the 2 steel and the 2 paper, and then I was going to reload coming to this one, but I wiped and reload, so I did that correctly. And then I was so frazzled with having to wipe the optic again, moving into my final position, which was over here, that I forgot to reload, and that kind of killed me. And then I threw an extra shot there on the end, super annoying. So the 82 people that attended overall, and this is including all different types of divisions, I placed 51 out of 82 on this stage. P for placing. Shot 28 alphas, 2 Charlies, hit factor of 3.23. Lost a lot of speed on wiping my optic, missing some of those steel, and not going fast on the short targets. You guys are going to see a pattern here. I shoot too slow. And if you've been watching the channel a lot, you'll know that I have an issue shooting very slowly. So this next one's very interesting. There's a target here, 2 targets to my right. Over here, you'll see me look to shoot at them. And then they're staggered, you'll see them in a line, are 4 targets behind me. Those targets, if you're really good at shooting, you can just walk backwards, speed walk backwards almost, and shoot each target. I just run to a spot, shoot all 4, and then move on. And then, move into the right corner of the bay, and there's some steel targets behind these barrels right here. And then I'll move to the back edge of the bay, which will be to my back left standing right now, and I'll have an opportunity to engage 4 steel here and a couple of paper targets, and then I'll move and engage some targets over on this left wall to the back left of the bay. So my planned reloads were run, engage these 4 targets in this spot, and then run back, engage the 4 that are going to be directly to my right, move into the corner, engage 2, then I was going to reload and engage this, which requires me to take like a step because they're steel. You have to kind of move to see all 4 steel. You can't just stand in one spot and see all 4. You have to shoot and then move. However, during execution, I get nervous and reload early because I feel like I'm running low. And then I go into the corner and finish the stage. This one, 28 alphas, 4 charlies, 315 hit time, or hit factor, and then 40 out of 82.
Shooter ready. Yep. Stand by.
So you see I engage the 4 targets, and I could speed up on these. This is where I shoot too slow. I run back, shoot these 4, move into the corner. I actually hit a reload here, I think. Shoot the 2 to the barrel I was talking about. Go to the spot, shoot the 2 steel. You can see them out there. Able to engage that paper target, and then this one. And then I was looking for a reference on the ground that I told myself. Missing a lot of the short steel today. I hit a reload. I don't even know if I had to. Necessarily, I haven't gone and counted my shots. Came into the corner. 2 steel and just super slow shooting. So these were my hardest stages. I usually don't start out well, and then these 2 bays particularly are always usually the hardest at my gun club. So why I decided to do those first is beyond me. But pretty intense stage. Really, I could go faster on shooting these ones on the right here. As you can see in the close targets, I over-confirm. That's my flaw as a shooter. I like to get over-confirmation of my dot. I could really speed up. And then working on steel targets. So shooting more precise targets at distance, I think. So this one, starting to do better. 36 out of 82, or 37 out of 82, and that's usually where I end up. 4.9 hit factor. This one, there's a lot of 75% targets, I'll call them, with a no shoot in the middle. There's one here, if I'm not mistaken, 2 on my right, 1 in the corner, and then you run up and there's a bunch of targets and a swinger. Honestly, I could have done well on this. You're going to see me shoot the swinger twice, then shoot another paper, and then finish on the swinger with 2 follow-up shots. I didn't need that. I honestly could have gotten a lot better of a score if I didn't take those shots and just took the time, but I don't have the confidence with swingers yet. So one area I can improve. I feel like my footwork for once was actually pretty good on this, just shooting these faster. Because these targets, this one specifically, is very open. This is the 3rd stage I shot. You can see a lot of alphas. And I was trying to shoot that one faster, but I think I'm just over-confirming with my dot. Yep. The steel just killing me. I shoot that steel, which is the activator. Put 2 shots, and then I could end right there, but I shoot twice again, so I think that kind of killed my score. That could have really bumped me up maybe a couple places. I don't know how much. I would have to do the math, but simple stage. I've been working a lot of short, as you guys have been watching the channel, I've been working a lot of close and fast stuff, so and I'm pretty warmed up from shooting those other 2 stages, so I'm starting to slowly improve on my placing in the match. I really look at placings as opposed to hit factor, because some stages lend themselves to different hit factors. So this one's starting in the middle. You gotta kind of work a U shape around this. You can't shoot between this fence. You have to kind of take a leaning shot. So I think I take a step to my right, shoot these 2, then work my way up the right side, shoot some. I think I leave the steel, and then I rotate around and shoot these. All these targets going left to right. We'll get into it. I think really getting my pacing down with the shooting would be a huge help. But we'll kind of go over it and then, or watch it and then talk about it. And I'll talk about it as I go. So I think I did like this choice of shooting off the draw fast at the paper. Shooting these 2, don't have an issue with that, just need to go faster. I'm over confirming because I have 28 alphas. I think that reload could be faster, obviously. And then that transition was slow, and this steel just eats me alive. But honestly, better. I think doing stuff. I think drills I'm going to look at doing in the future is maybe walking, putting 2 cones kind of in an L shape to simulate that left side of the stage right there. walking between those two cones, shooting maybe 2, 3 open targets, then running over, and this is like a mini stage sim, running over to another cone on the right, and then shooting partials, open, and then harder targets. This stage was challenging, but I feel like I really could have done better or gone faster. Probably gained a lot of time, especially if I can lock down this steal at futures events, which is funny because I usually don't struggle with the steal. I usually dress to impress on those.
Clear.
But 28 alphas,
Slide.
5 Charlies.
And holster. Shooter ready.
So this stage, first one in a while, I've dropped a delta on, which there are people, just for example, there are a lot of no-shoot opportunities during this match. There are people who placed, 30th overall. I placed 45th overall out of 82, but people who placed 30th overall and 20th that shot a lot of no-shoots. So really my over-aiming, like, I'm an accurate shooter. I called myself a turret. I run to a position, I set up slowly, and then once I'm set into a position, I'm pretty accurate. However, that's not the name of the game. So probably one of the worst shots I've shot in a while, and it's not something like people are like, "Oh wow, you're really accurate. You never miss." Well, I lose these events. I place 40. I place, and this one was pretty bad. I think I was slower than normal, even though I've been trying to train faster than usual. Just mindset and other things, I guess. But usually I'm around like above the halfway mark, but this competition I was below halfway. So like I placed the bottom 50%. Usually I'm in the top 50%. So around like if there's 60 people, I'm like 28 or something. But this one there was 82 and I was 45, so not as good. Despite having some of my best hits, except for the delta. So that one had to take a makeup there. Usually when I take makeups, it's because I have to. Except for that one. See, like I just took a lot of useless makeups. You can see 3 shots right there. Or no, you can't because it's cut off. There's a shot right here that you can't see on the side, and then these 2 shots right there. I just wasn't confident, and then I'm just getting eaten alive by this steal. And then, actually on this stage, there's an angle to shoot that target right here, so I don't have to run up there. So that also killed me in time, which is annoying because I could have done great on this great on this stage, had I not wasted so much time running up. So really working on stringing together an efficient stage is kind of what I'm looking at going in the future.
Load and show clear. I see clear. Slide. Hammer.
Alright, so the last stage I went over. Very interesting one. This one, there's 2 targets here, obviously. A lot of partials. Some targets here. Then you'll see a structure kind of over to the right. And I say a structure, it's just 2 fences with a threshold that you have to work through. So I pop into this corner, shoot these 2, and then start working right to left around the stage. We'll watch it around this little table thing. And I could have shot those a lot faster. Kind of come into this. This is the threshold structure I'm talking about. Reload. Could have done that on the move a lot more efficiently. Especially with that target, I could have shot it a lot faster. The steal I finally clean up. And then finally get some decent speed I want on this target because it's super close. But should have sped up. I really could have just bang, 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 shot that faster. So the transitions, I feel like I'm losing myself in the transitions a bit. It's the best way to put it. 23 alphas, 5 Charlies, 5.27 hit factor, 43 out of 82. So just a good solid average. Like this stage was really honestly probably my average performance in the match. And I just think taking unnecessary makeup shots and not trusting my ability to aim and not pushing myself to go faster and take some risks with my aiming scheme and my input. So what that means for maybe a few of you who aren't aware, I really look and wait for the dot to settle and be still, and I just over-confirm my aim, and I make sure my grip is right. And it might look fast for how much I'm doing, but in reality, my grip isn't as muscle memory as I'd like it to be, and then I'm not trusting that, hey, just seeing the flash of red is enough for me to break the shot on a lot of these targets, and my fundamentals will carry me. So that's just honestly going to come with a lot more practice and the correct mindset and dry firing, which obviously is what this channel is for. It's working to perform better and shoot fast and accurately with firearms. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy. Sorry for rambling a bit, but I appreciate you guys tuning in to watch me break down these stages. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you.